Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome back. So today I'm going to do a sit down. Actually, I'm going to talk about something, and I'm going to talk about friendship and business, but I'll emphasize on friendship. I'll just talk a little bit about business. But first of all, look at my hair. Actually, I did my hair myself. If you remember the last time, I had like a few lines this side, so I undid my hair and I did it myself. So can you rate my work? At least with this I'll stay like a week and a half before I do my hair again. So today I'm going to talk about friendship and business. If you're planning to start a business, or if you've already started your business and your business is growing, I can say that I'm still a new entrepreneur because my business has not even stayed for a year, so I'm still new in business. But if you want your business to grow, you have to separate friendship from business and family. So most of the things, most of the time, this is one of the reasons that makes a lot of business to fail. If you are starting a business or your business has not grown, or you are in the process of growing your business, friendship. If you have friends, your friends should come and maybe if they want to come in your business and like promote you, they have to come. They should just buy like any other customer, sell them the product the same amount. But if your business has grown, you may decide that I want to surprise my friends, I want to surprise my family. That's what in your business. Don't say that because he's my friend, she can come and take the product for free, or because it's my family, I can give her the product for free. That is to business failure. So you have to at least to, if you want to support them, I'm not saying that it's wrong to support them, but when you are starting a business, you are cautious about some things, and you have to separate friendship, family, and business. So today I'm going to talk. That's about business. So I'm going to talk about friendship. So like 4 years ago, I moved many kilometers from my home to come to a big city to start independent life, like depend on myself. Okay, so at that time I got a job. It was I can say, they always say, hand to mouth job. It had a really low income, and you're working, but that job, you just pay rent, transport, and food, and some don't have anything. Yeah, it was really hard at that time. So when I was starting this job, I met this girl who were working at the same place. 12 girls who were working there, but among the 12, me and her, who were just like the smaller ones. Okay, so because of that, they used to call us last born. So that's how we became friends. Me and the other last born, we became friends. So we became friends for months, like 8 months. We were best friends, actually, best friends. We were working from Monday to Saturday, and on Sunday we'll always meet. My place and her place, it was just a walking distance. Okay, so on Sunday we'll wake up, do some cleaning, and at 2, we always meet at 2, maybe in her place or my place. That was a routine since we started being best friends, because during work time we didn't have a lot of time talking or something like that. So on Sunday she'll come to my place at 2, or I'll go to her place at 2. We'll eat, we'll watch movies, we'll talk, until maybe 6 or 7. That's when we'll return to our homes. So it was like a custom since then. So it was good, actually. It was great. At that time, none of us were dating, so we didn't have this dating thing or something. So we always met on Sunday. We never skipped any Sunday, unless maybe we were going somewhere, but we'll go together. So this friend, we were together for like I said, 8 months. And just one day in the middle of the week, I went to work. Then she called me and she told me I got another job, so I'm not coming to work. I got a better job. Okay, so I was happy for her. I said, okay, if you have got I think it was in the middle of the week. So I said, okay, if you've got a job, that's okay, that's good, that's great. When your friends gets a job, and you having like low paying jobs, and she was employed in a company, it has a good pay. So I was happy for her. So I asked her, working from different places. Will we be meeting on Sunday? And she said, yeah, of course, you're still my best friend, we'll be meeting on Sunday. And I was happy. I said, oh, okay, that's good. So that week she was supposed to come to my place. So like always, I waited and I waited. My friends, money changed a lot of things. So that time I waited and I waited. She didn't come, she didn't text. I actually sent her a text. Are you coming? It was like 3. I had not seen her, but and originally we always met at 2. So I sent her a message. Are you going to make it, or because now it's 3. She didn't reply, she didn't text me back or anything. She came to my place at 6 and she was in a hurry. Okay, she was like, I had some things to do, and I'm just passing. I just came to see how you are doing and all that, so I'm not even going to stay. I was like, okay, that's okay, I have no problem with that. So I escorted her, and that was it. So things started changing during that time. She never called me. I was the one calling. Actually, the following week she never called or anything. On Saturday, the following week, I called her. I told her, will you be meeting tomorrow? And she said, yeah, you're supposed to come to my place, so you just come. And I said, okay, that's okay. So on Sunday, I did my cleaning and all that. And every time I always visited her, I'd always call. Because I was avoiding that scenario when I'm going to visit her and I found that she is not around. So before leaving my house, I always call. So after doing everything, I called her. Are you? I'm about to leave my house. So are you at home? And she said, I forgot to tell you that I have something to do and I'm not around. And I was like, why did you have just sent me a message? And she was like, I'm sorry, let's reschedule it, let's do it next week. And I said, okay, it's fine. And well, just to make the story short, the following Sunday it was the same excuse, and I asked myself, why is it like I'm the one forcing the friendship? We were best friends, we shared everything. Even when she was applying, she never told me. Actually, the real thing is, me and her were looking for other, when you are having a job and it's not paying well, you always look for another job. So while we were working, we always look for another job, because I said that I have someone who can connect me somewhere. No, so we always ask for a job and all that. So when she got a job there, she didn't tell me she applied there, and I didn't have a problem with that. But she changed so much after getting that job, and I treated her that I said, why is it that I'm like the one forcing this friendship? Okay, if that's what she wants, every Sunday making excuses, let's just end there. She never texts, she never calls. I'm the one calling, I'm the one texting. It's like I'm the one pushing for this friendship, and I said, no, let's just end. Okay, I'm already tired, let's just end it. So I didn't tell her, I just kept quiet, and she never looked for me, she never called, she never texted, she never did that. So after all these years, that was 2023 actually, 2023, I met this girl recently. All these years, 3 years, I met this girl recently. Actually, I was coming from work, and I was just about to cross the road, and I had someone calling me. When I looked back, I saw her. Okay, so now it's been a long time, so I'm not that small anymore, she's not that small anymore. So when I look back, I saw her. I always imagine many scenarios. I imagine many scenarios meeting this girl. I had a lot of thoughts the day that I'd meet her, but I never expected to meet her in that scenario. So she called me, and I stopped. She had another friend there, so I stopped and, hi, how are you doing? I'm good. She was like, so where are you going? I said, I'm going home. I'm just crossing the road. I'm leaving the other side. You're living near town? I said, yeah, I live around. She was like, if God blesses you, don't forget your friends. Now you live near town, I think you have a good life. And I just looking at her, and she was just keep on talking, and her friend was there, and I grew tired. Actually, I grew tired, and I looked at her and I asked her, if I remember clearly, you used to be my best friend, but after you got a job in a big company, you forgot about our friendship. how is your job actually? How is your job going? And she was like, oh, I worked there for some months and the job ended. So now I always sell groceries. And I was like, so why are you telling me that after you got a job somewhere else, you forgot about that? Why? It looked like I'm the one forcing friendship. So I decided to focus on myself. So why are you telling me this? And she was like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. At that time I had a lot of pressure. That time we just talked and she was like, can you give me your number? Maybe we can still communicate like friends. And I said, no. No, guys, I was thinking, when someone says sorry, when someone has done something and she apologizes, she just says sorry, is it a must for you to forgive? I have no problem with her. It's been many years. And she was like, I already said sorry. Why don't you just give me your number? My number? No, we are not friends. That friendship ended that time. We are not friends, so I'm not going to give you a number. I'm not going to give you my number. So I kept asking myself, she was my friend, yes. But if someone says sorry for what she did, is it a must for you to forgive her? You did your part, you said sorry. I'm the one to choose either to forgive you or not. And if I remember correctly, the Bible says forgive and forget. If I'm always going to remember it. Why should I just say sorry and we all move on? Okay? So I don't know about you guys, but I don't know about best friends. Actually, I don't have a best friend so far. I'm not an introvert. If now you have a friend who can just call you just to know how you are, you're okay or not, you have a good friend, you have a real friend. But if your friend is that friend who calls you when she wants to ask you something, or you want to ask you something, or you want to borrow something from you, or you know someone who calls just because of a situation, yeah, that's not a real friend. Someone who can just call you just to know how you're doing. I don't have that, but I, in friends, I can't say that I really don't have that, but I have a sister. My elder sister calls me like all the time, 6 days in a week. She always calls me. She never calls me because she wants to ask something or because, no. She always calls me. She wants to know how I am. She wants to know how my business is going. Actually, I can say that my elder sister is my best friend. She's been with me. Actually, if anything happens, I guess she'll be the first one to know. She's been there for me financially, emotional support, So in general, friends, I can say I have friends, but I have those friends that I can stay weeks, months without talking to, In case of anything, my sister will be the first to know because she always calls me all the time. So guys, I don't know if, my sister is my blood, okay? So with no blood ties, I don't know if they're real friends for me, but I know out there they are friends. Out there there are many genuine friends who are just there to help you, to support you, to be with you during your difficult. A friend who's there for you in your difficult time, that's a real friend. Many friends, they always avoid those difficult times. They want to be with you during happy moments, but when the situation changes, they disappear. But if you have a friend who is there for you during a difficult time, not all friends are financially capable. So a friend doesn't mean that when you have a problem, when you have a financial issue, she has to come in. There are some who cannot help you financially because they are down, but they'll be there emotionally. But there are also those who can help you financially, but they don't help you financially, they don't help you emotionally. And like, they are capable of helping you, they have resources to help you with, but no, they just talk emotionally. So I have a few friends, but most of them, they don't even know where I live. Those friends, they don't even know where I live, they don't even know where I work, and they are friends. So guys, I don't have issues with friends, real friends. So if you are there, you have a friend who can stick with you even in your problems, okay? A friend who can call you just to know how you're doing, then you have a good friend. You should keep that friend. But if you have a friend who just show up, you're happy in good times, and in bad times they make excuses. If you have a friend who never calls, and when he does, or when she does, she wants to ask something, maybe something like that, then you don't have a friend. You should look at the friends you have. Me, I prefer to have no friends. Like, like I said, I have other friends, but those are not real friends. I know, they're just people we always talk to when we just when we want to hang out with. We always hang out sometimes, but we never they never come to my house or anything. We just agree in a place to meet and we meet there, And sometimes I prefer that because we don't have attachment or anything, You just stay some time. You just stay for some time. You'll go enjoy yourself, and after that, you'll come back. Everyone will go to a place, Sometimes I prefer that instead of having friends who will never be there to help me, or who will always make excuses when I need them. I prefer to have these friends who maybe I can say hang out buddies. Yeah, I can use that term because there are people who, when we want to go somewhere, we can talk and we meet somewhere and we go, but not really attached. You're not really attached or something like that. So thank you guys. That's all about friendship and what I've experienced in friendship. Thank you guys for watching. For those who have watched, comment and like. Those who have not subscribed, subscribe.